The Crucible Act 2, Part 2. Mary Warren says, "And so I told that to Judge Hathorne, and he asked her, 'Goody Osborne,' says he, 'what curse do you mumble that this girl must fall sick after turning you away?' And then she replies, 'Why, your excellent, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments,' says she. And that's an upright answer. Aye, but then Judge Hathorne say, 'Recite for us your commandments.' And of all 10, she could not say a single one. She never knew no commandments, and they had her in a flat lie. And so condemned her? Why, they must, when she condemned herself. But the proof! I told you the proof. It's hard proof, hard as rock, the judges said." Proctor pauses an instant, and then, "You will not go to court again, Mary Warren." "I must tell you, sir, I will be gone every day. I am amazed you do not see the weighty work we do." "What work you do? It is a strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women." "But, Mr. Proctor, they will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail sometime, recalling, and here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant." "Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near 60. They had Dr. Gribbs examine her, and she's full of the brim, and smoking a pipe all these years. And no husband either. She's safe, thank God, for they'll hurt her. And they'll not hurt an innocent child. But be that not a marvel. You see it, sir, it's God's work we do. So I'll be gone every day for some time. I am an official of the court, they say, and I'll official you. I'll not stand for whipping any more. Mary, promise, now you'll stay home. The devil's loose in Salem, Mr. Proctor. We must discover where he's hiding. I'll whip the devil out of you." With a whip raised, he reaches out for her, and she streaks away and yells, pointing at Elizabeth, "I saved her life today." "I am accused?" "Somewhat mentioned, but I said I never see no sign you ever sent your spirit out to hurt no one. And seeing I do live so closely with you, they dismissed it." "Who accused me?" "I am bound by law, I cannot tell it." "I only hope you'll not be so sarcastical no more. 4 judges and the king's deputy sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I would have you speak civilly to me from this out." "Go to bed." "I'll not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I am 18 and a woman, however single." "Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up. I wish to go to bed. Good night, then." "Good night." "Oh, the noose is up. There will be no noose. She wants me dead. I knew all week it would come to this. They dismissed it. You heard her say that. And what of tomorrow? She will cry out until they take me. Sit you down. She wants me dead, John. You know it." I want you to notice as we go through the play, there's a lot of times where I will have underlined some important points in the play, some important evidence, so to speak, to certain questions that might be asked. I may not take time to discuss them, but I suggest that you press pause, and if you have your own copy of the book, which is a highly suggested, that you make these same marks in yours. Otherwise, using your spiral notebook, document what page that you see these pieces of the work highlighted. Write the quote down, or what's underlined, write that down on your paper, put it into quotation marks to practice for citing textual evidence. Okay, so that's why these are underlined. You'll see some things that maybe aren't covered in our discussion questions, but are important information that might pop up on an assessment down the road. So make sure you're paying attention to that, and if you want to really do your very best to get a good grade in great grade in this, you will do this a little extra effort. Again, another reason for not stopping to discuss in great detail of this is it would take forever to get through this book in some of these parts. So we will discuss it in class. I'll press pause, but otherwise highlight it, and then if you have questions about it, ask me. All right, back to it. I say sit down. "Now, we must be wise, Elizabeth." "Oh, indeed. Fear nothing. I find Ezekiel Cheever. I'll tell him she said it were all sport. John, with so many in the jail, more than Cheever's help is needed now, I think. Would you favor me with this? Go to Abigail." "What have I to say to Abigail?" "John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is promise made in any bed. What promise? Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made, and she may dote on it now. I am sure she does, and thinks to kill me when she takes to take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There be 1,000 names, why does she call mine? There be a certain danger in calling such a name. I am no goody-good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne drunk and half-witted. She dare not call out such a farmer's wife, but there would be a monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place, John. She cannot think it, but he knows that's true. John, have you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? She cannot pass you in church, but will blush. I may blush for my sin. I think she blushes, and she sees another meaning in that blush. What you see, Elizabeth, and what you see, I think you be somewhat ashamed, for I am there, and she is so close. When will you know me, woman? Were I stone, I would have cracked for the shame of this 7th month. Then go and tell her she's a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, break it, John, break it. Good, then I'll go. Oh, how unwillingly. I will curse her hotter than the oldest cinder in hell, but pray begrudge me not my anger. Your anger, I only ask you? Woman, I am so base. Do you truly think me base? I never called you a base. Then how do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives the mare I gave that girl. Then why do you anger with me when I bid you break it? Because it speaks deceit, and I am honest, but I'll plead no more. I see now your spirit twist around a single error of my life, and I will never tear it free. You'll tear it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife, or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it very well. Notice that is Cupid's arrow. Hale comes in. Good evening. Why, Mr. Hale, good evening to you, sir. Come in, come in. I hope I do not startle you. No, it's only that I heard no horse. You are Goodwife Proctor. I, Elizabeth. I hope you're not off to bed yet. No. Hale comes further into the room, and Proctor to explain his nervousness. We are not used to visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Will you sit down, sir? I will. He sits. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor. She does, never letting him out of her sight. There's a pause as Hale looks about the room. Will you drink cider, Mr. Hale? No, it rebels my stomach. I have some further traveling yet tonight. Sit you down, sir. Proctor sits. I will not keep you long, but I have some business with you. Business of the court? No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court. I know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us. We are entirely amazed. I am a stranger here, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that come accused before the court. And so, this afternoon, and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house, and Rebecca charged? God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat. You will never believe, I hope, that Rebecca trafficked with the devil. Woman, it is possible. Surely you cannot think so. It is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir. I have no knowledge in that line, but it's hard to think so pious a woman be secretly a devil's bitch after 70 years of such good prayer. Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions as to the Christian character of this house, if you'll permit me. Why, we have no fear of questions, sir. Good, then. In the book of record that Mr. Parrish keeps, I note that you rarely in the church on the Sabbath day. No, sir, you are mistaken. 26 times in 17 months, sir. I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you are so absent? Mr. Hale, I never knew I must account to that man, for I come to the church or stay at home. My wife were sick this winter, so I am told, but you, mister, why could you not come alone? I surely did come when I could, and when I could not, I prayed in this house. Mr. Proctor, your house is not a church. Your theology must tell you that. It does, sir, it does, and it tells me that a minister may pray to God without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar. What golden candlesticks? Since we built the church, there were pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis Nurse made them, you know, and a sweeter hand never touched the metal. But Paris came, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I labor the earth from dawn to day to blink of night, and I tell you true, when I look to heaven and see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. I think sometimes the man dreams cathedrals, not clapboard meeting houses. And yet, mister, a Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children? Aye, boys. How comes it only 2 are baptized? I like it not that Mr. Parrish should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in that man, and I'll not conceal it. I must say it, Mr. Proctor, that it is not for you to decide the man's ordained. Therefore the light of God is in him. What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale? No, I have no. I nailed the roof upon the church. I hung the door. Oh, did you? That's a good sign, then. It may be I have been too quick to bring the man to book, but you cannot think we ever desired the destruction of religion. I think it's in your mind, is it not? There is a softness in your record, sir, a softness. I think maybe we have been too hard with Mr. Parrish. I think so. But sure, we never loved the devil here. Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth? I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life, Mr. Hale. I am covenanted Christian woman. And you, mister? I am. Sure I do, sir. Let you repeat them, if you will. The commandments. Aye. Thou shalt not kill. Aye. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt not have no other good gods before me. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt bear false witness. Counts back on his fingers. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. You have said that twice, sir. Aye. Adultery, John? Aye. You see, sir, between the 2 of us, we do know them all. Proctor begins to grow more uneasy. I think it to be a small fault. Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be accounted small. He rises, he seems worried now, and he paces a little in deep thought. Alright, so here are the discussion questions for Act 2, Part 2. Okay, pull that down so you can see the title of that. Oops, not that, but move this piece here. Here we go. Alright, so how does Mary Warren behave towards her employers? What does Mary Warren mean when she says, I saved her life today? What does Elizabeth realize when she finds out she has been accused? What does Elizabeth ask John to do? Why does Reverend Hale visit the Proctors? How does John Proctor respond to questions why he has not been to church? What does Reverend Hale ask Proctor to do? And discuss the meaning of the quote, adultery, John. Alright, this concludes the Crucible Act 2, Part 2. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Part 3.